Hey, everybody. Michelle is back. I hope everyone is, doing well and taking care of yourself and providing the best support to yourself. So, as I was saying about sounds and hymn, our black culture have used that master of sound, for let's just say millennia. I don't know how long, but it was a language or a way of communicating, just like birds. It's the same concept, in my opinion, as birds do. I mean, because I watch the birds. That's why I say you got to get out in nature and watch how animals react towards each other and how they behave. Because I notice sometimes in the morning with the birds, they'll, all of them will pile on one particular tree in my yard. Because, like I said, all the other ones are falling down. Okay, and and it's so amazing to watch how they're looking around, and they do pay attention to uh, the climate, okay, and they navigate very well. They communicate very well through sound, and I can tell the way they act that they know that there's some type of disturbance going on, and I noticed some of them they'll fly one way and then immediately fly back, and they seem like they're being disoriented and unable to figure out where to fly. Because I remember I saw this bird. It was coming full speed, and then all of a sudden it kind of had a shake to it, and then it went to another direction. It's like like I said, like they just you know, their navigation is off. Because they probably were used to seeing a particular tree where they used to hang out in, and they know it's not there, and those kind of things. But anyway, the sound. Okay. Growing up in our household in the black culture, when I was a young girl, we only had one black and white television, and it was usually in my parents' room. And the only way that we can watch it is going in our parents' room to watch it, which was very rare, because we grew up with music playing always in the background. They call it soul music. Al Green, Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, all of those artists, all of them, Aretha, I mean, gosh, it's thousands of them. And I can remember how we would get up and just be moving around. I thought I could dance, but I realized I cannot dance. I'm just having fun. But I can't. Oh gosh. But I have fun. I do have rhythm, by the way. I really do. I know how to move it. I know how to move the right parts. How about that? So yeah, but listening to the music and the sound and how it's just like it's like it just when all the energy of the sound was just all over our house. Everybody was like skipping to the beat, and it just everybody was just so happy, you know, and just joyful and laughing and carrying on. But something did happen during my childhood. Not necessarily okay, where there were some evil demonic forces that were interfering with a lot of enjoyment of sound. How about that? Okay, they were nefarious in nature, and their mission was to control. Okay, remember I'm talking about the Jim Jones experiment, Jim Jones experience. It's all to me. I mean, even though it may be separate people, separate, but it's always small groups. Okay, but there was a numerous group of people, and their mission and their whole focus was to control people. We need to control those people, and how and so of course there was always someone infiltrating certain groups of people, to get information. And I understand that. And I'm not, listen, this is theories, which mean what? Oh, okay. Because as I said in the other video, I know some people were offended by the word fuck. I know that. That's why I intentionally included it as much as I can, so that we can get over being so offended, allowing certain words to control us. Okay, we need to start mastering the control of how things affect us by neutralizing it and relaxing and not allowing all this stuff. If someone calls you a certain name, you don't need to be getting all worked up and and ready to kill somebody. Those are controlling factors. That's how people can control you. And you don't even know you're being controlled, actually, and hypnotized. And certain things happening, certain words used in certain combinations used, and all of a sudden you're ready to either fight or flight, or be controlled to kill. You understand me? Okay, so that's how advanced it's gotten, because of all of this artificial intelligence that we are relying on. We're relying on technology to program us to harm each other. Okay? Now, does that sound like fantasy? Does that sound like belief? Well, it needs to be investigated. That's my point. Okay? It needs to be considered. How about that? Because there is no reason why. That's why I said, that's why everybody's, and I get so annoyed by certain groups of people that have no idea about Black culture. They have no idea about Black culture at all. But they always coming in giving their, they shouldn't be listening to that type of music and what this type of music. What I would do if I were people that are non-Black is worry about your cultures and how to lift them up and bring peace to those cultures, as more especially the European cultures. They need some assistance as well. I'm sticking with Black culture because that's where I reside, and this is what I know from my experience. Okay, I don't go around worrying about what Black people are doing if I'm not Black, and I suggest a lot of you, consider that. Take care of, if you're of Jewish descent, take care of that factor of people, and attempt to reach them. Okay, because for some reason the efforts have failed if you're trying to reach all people all at once. Sometimes you have to come in and leave breadcrumbs. Okay, so in our household, I can remember a song that I can remember how this, so I possibly had, my auditory was possibly highly sensory too, but I was more focused on, visual, of course. But so there were, chances are, as a young girl, all of my senses of expression were there, but over the course of time, through degeneration of most of the population, we developed these other kind of factors that blocked out all of that, energy. So because a lot of people will say, oh, they were born evil. No, you're not born evil. Again, like I said, you are, as a human being, you came with instructions already attached as to how to be a more humane human being. Okay, if you have somehow developed evilness, that was on you. You didn't come with evilness. You developed evilness. Instead of developing peace and love and harmony, you developed evilness and chaos and discord. That's on that's on the individual, and because the individual did not understand all that power of energy, everything's out of tune. Okay, because of that, everything's just in total disharmony. Okay, I hope you feel me on that. I hope you hear me on that, and I hope you see me on that. So, again, in the household, we were, but like I said, there was some interference in this energy field of how we are sensing and receiving something has always been if interfering with it. And I'm talking about during my lifetime. I have no idea about my parents' lifetime and blah, blah, blah. I just know during my particular lifetime, I'm 58 years old, there were efforts to, manipulate via sound. Okay. And, like that harp technology came a little later, but it was similar to that type of technology, that massive harp. I don't know. Nobody talks about that and how dangerous that is. Nobody says a word about it. And that's because I guess we've been so programmed to disregard sound that we don't even know what we hear or what we're, being, what's coming to us. And the thing is that the damage is already done, in my opinion. But you can learn to master it and regain control over it. And meditation does that, where somebody can call you any name in the book, and that's another thing. We get all worked up about when people call us certain names. We call it the N word, the B word, and all this. Ooh, my goodness. It's just, I've been at this point since I've been meditating. You can call me anything you want, really. It's not affecting me. The only time it'll affect me is if you try to harm me physically. And then that's when you see another side of me that you won't like. I'm just being real honest. You won't like it. It's not pleasant. All right? Because I'm into self-preservation and protecting myself. And I want to be alive and be around and watch my young family members grow up and, hopefully go into something into the energy field or something of that nature, just to help them along so they can learn how to get out of the soul system, SOL system. Okay. Now, so, music is extremely important to the development and discovery of who you are, what you are, and how you are. Okay. However, it's been influenced by negative forces. And so that may be why some people are prone to violence, prone to suicide. Do you hear me? So those that are dominating that field of music and sounds and beats, if you have the care or time, see how you can counter all of this stuff. That's all. You have to counter stuff, but the individual has to be the one to control it and master it and regain might over it, so that it doesn't affect them. It bring once you regain control over yourself, because you know who you are, what you are, and how you are, and why you are. You came with instructions already attached. You were pre-wired as a human being with instructions what to do inside of you. So there, in meditation, we will uncover that. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, and I'll come back with some more information. And I just don't want to put too much into long videos, because I know how our attention span is. But hey, I'm putting out information, and listen to it, accept it, consider it, or you can just move on. Peace and love.